welcome on inside to another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. We have awoke, so now we smoke this morning and every morning, as is the stoner ritual to wake and bake. I am so excited to be here on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch live for another episode of the show to break down some motivational quotes on this Motivational Monday episode of the show. I am so excited, Roll Gangers, to have a super stacked episode of motivational quotes from the one and only Jedi Master Yoda. That's right, Roll Gang. Leading the Motivational Monday quotes this morning is the head of the Jedi Council, the legendary little green Jedi Master, Yoda. Speak backwards he may, but a genius he is. So really excited to get on into these motivational quotes from Yoda on this Motivational Monday. But before we get on into the motivational quotes on this episode, gotta give a quick shout outs to the sponsors of the show because they make shit happen for us and help out you guys in the process. So first and foremost, Oaksterdam University, the first ever cannabis college in the country. If you guys are trying to gain your cannabis knowledge and really boost your knowledge in the cannabis industry, this budding industry, Oaksterdam University is the best way to do this. Oaksterdam can teach you horticulture, cannabis, compliance, anything that you want to learn in cannabis. Oaksterdam's got all of the professors that you need to learn everything you need to know about cannabis. So hit up Oaksterdam University, oaksterdam.com for checking out all of the courses, and they are actually reopening their in-person school on the 24th of September. There is a red carpet event in Oakland, California that I will be at. Rolling Spoon is a main sponsor of the red carpet reopening of Oaksterdam University. So I really hope I get to see you guys out in Oakland. Any roll gangers that wants to roll through the Rolling Spoon booth at Oaksterdam, it'd be absolutely amazing to see you. Use promo code ROLLINGSPOON, one word, to get 10% off tuition at Oaksterdam and learn about cannabis, Roll Gang. And the other sponsor of the show this morning, the Rolling Spoon, helping you to roll a dime every time. Glue, gas, gelato, or sherb, use your spoon to scoop your herb. And also a major shout out to Medicine this morning. My guy Zach Bringman gave me a little bit of medicine flower. Huge shout out to Medicine, to Chloe, the amazing strain I'm gonna be smoking, courtesy of my guy Zach. Major congrats to Zach Bringman, Roll Gang. This is a Roll Ganger that's out there in the field doing it. Gave me this flower, and he is the senior buyer. Just got a promotion to senior buyer. Wanted to give a major formal congratulations to the herbal sponsor of the show this morning, Zach Bringman and his company Medicine, buying all the right products for the Roll Gang and for all of Medicine's customers. I am so excited to smoke this Chloe this morning. The absolute perfect wake and bake flower, Roll Gang. Got some limonene, got some cario, got some myrcene, and don't forget about that little touch of linalool to calm out the whole group. So I'm so excited to smoke on this unbelievable Chloe from Zach Bringman. Major shout out to my guy. Anyways, the little green Jedi we must study. this morning, Roll Gang. If you guys somehow have not watched Star Wars, so Star Wars is about these amazing moral humans. I mean, they're barely human, called Jedis. And Jedis basically have access to the Force, and they're the people responsible for upholding the peace in the galaxy. So these Jedi Knights. And the president of the Jedi Council is none other than the genius himself, Yoda. So in a very humanoid world, where there's mostly human-looking people, Yoda is this tiny little green elf-looking guy that just drops absolute dimes of knowledge through all of his Jedi pupils. And really, really excited to share my favorite quotes from Yoda on this Motivational Monday episode of the show, because Yoda may not have done such a good job motivating Anakin Skywalker to become a great Jedi, but Anakin's son Luke, I mean, that he saved the galaxy, and it wouldn't have been without the help of Master Yoda. So really excited to get into these motivational quotes from Master Yoda, masterfully scripted character in Star Wars, and just an all-around legend. So really wanted to give some homage to the Star Wars series, the creators of the show of the movie, for creating such an unbelievable character, super motivational and smart. So let's dive into the philosophies of Yoda. Huge shout out D. Conyez on Instagram tuning in. Everybody tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You guys are all the shit, so major thank you to everybody tuning in. Major thank you, Zach Brangman, for this Chloe I'm about to burn up. And major thank you to Yoda for the motivational quotes. So the first motivational quotes from Yoda, who I wrote, "A genius he is, so study him we must." If you guys don't know, Yoda kind of talks funny. He kind of talks backwards. He starts with the conclusion of the sentence and then wraps it back around to so he's sometimes hard to understand. I think these quotes are pretty good, though. So the first quote is, "Do or do not. There is no try." Do or do not. There is no try, from Yoda. So basically what he's saying is, no matter what you do, be fully committed. Don't try to do something. Just do it. If you fail, then you get the opportunity to do it again. You know, Roll Gang, life is a very, very short trip. And we don't get many opportunities to face adversity and really become who we want to become. So everybody inside, like you watching this right now, inside of you, there is a being called the Ubermensch. And it's basically the perfect version of you. The version of you that made every correct decision from the time you were born to reach where you want to go. And we have to really study our Overman very, very hard, because if we don't know our direction. So it's really, really important to know ourselves so that whenever we participate in an activity, we can really give our full selves to it. Telling our brain that we're trying to do something is giving us an out for if we fail. But whenever we try something, we have to keep our mind in the right place and make sure that we're staying positive about the outcome. And it's worth it to just fully commit. You know, do it or don't do it. There is no such thing as trying. Either full send or don't send it at all. Yoda with the absolute banger first quote on this Motivational Monday. Do or do not. There is no try. Full send or no send, roll gang. We gotta commit. We gotta just commit and go. Whatever our Ubermensch is telling us we're trying to become, let's make sure we're taking action to get closer to that Ubermensch. All right, Chloe, let's see what you're up to this morning. Wow. Oh my goodness. So floral and herbal. Not fruity, but definitely sweet. Wow, Chloe. Perfectly rolled joint of some medicine by the Medicine Rolling Spoon. So hyped to be rolling up this Chloe, courtesy of Zach Brangman this morning. Yo, this is absolute gas, Zach. Absolute gas. Anyways, the next quote on this Motivational Monday from Yoda is, patience you must have, my young Padawan. Patience you must have, my young Padawan. So Yoda, in the Jedi, in the Star Wars universe, a Jedi Master is one who trains a Padawan. So a Padawan is training to become a Jedi. In Star Wars, Yoda's Padawan is, one of them. I mean, he is the Jedi Master, so technically all of the Jedi Knights were at least at one point his Padawan. But Anakin Skywalker is this extremely perspective Jedi with unbelievable powers and connection to the Force, but he has a little bit of a dark streak. And Yoda does everything in his power throughout the series of Star Wars to keep Anakin away from the dark side. We know after watching all the movies that he fails in doing this, but he succeeds in training Anakin's son. And the thing about Yoda is his teachings are so valuable, not only for young Jedis, but really for young, morally sound individuals. For citizens, Samaritans that are trying to become their best selves. Patience, we all know, is a virtue. But in Yoda's opinion, patience is a must. And that's why in this quote, patience you must have, my young Padawan. Well, Roll Gang, we must have patience too. Patience is one of the most valuable traits you can carry. I mean, hastiness breeds failure. You know, if I love the whole do or do not, there is no try, but there's also calculation that goes involved into it. We have to be patient in order to properly know what the right or wrong move is in a given situation. Patience is one of the most valuable traits that you can have, because if you're patient, you will not be hasty. And haste is a great way to make mistakes. So be patient, calculate your decisions, Roll Gang. Yoda is absolutely spot on here. Patience is a must, my young Padawan. So let's make sure that this week we're super patient. This is Motivational Monday. We got to get motivated for the week. That's why we're here. If this is your first time tuning in, the Weekday Wake and Bake goes live at 8 a.m. every weekday morning, and every Monday is Motivational Monday so that we can get some heat ready to tackle this week. We have got to be patient this week. It is going to be a long one. We've got to take our time. Patience is a must, my young Padawan. We must learn how to be patient. So the third out of 5 quotes on this Motivational Monday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, coming to you from Yoda, the little green Jedi Master. A genius Yoda is, so study him we must. The next quote is, fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. And hate leads to suffering. An absolute banger of a quote from Yoda on this Motivational Monday. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. And hate leads to suffering. Roll Gang, we don't want to suffer. We want to live a long, healthy, happy life. And we don't have time for hate. We don't have time for suffering. We don't have time for anger. And the root for all of these is fear. Roll Gang, we have to be able to determine internally when we're scared, when we're fearful, because life is scary and a lot of crazy shit comes at you. Your whole life is dangling over your head at any moment. But if we lead our life with that fear in mind, if that fear is on the forefront of our imagination, then we're wasting all of our imagination. You know, bad shit is going to happen. Fact. But being scared of it just doesn't lead to good shit. Fear is a defense mechanism. We definitely need to be scared for our lives so that we can try to stay alive. But most importantly is being realistic with our fear. Roll Gang. We have to be fearful of not advancing. We have to be fearful of losing our energy, of losing our ability to love. Fear is the path to the dark side. And if we allow fear to have too big of a role in our life, then fear will lead to anger. Anger will lead to hate. And hate will lead to suffering. So Yoda just dropping an absolute dime of knowledge here on this Motivational Monday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. And hate leads to suffering. So Roll Gang, we gotta be fearless this week. We gotta be really fearless. Let's make sure that we are getting in touch with our overman, aka discovering and being really positive about what our why is, what we're trying to achieve this week, and let's fearlessly get after it. Because after all, no more suffering, and there is no, it's do or do not, there is no try. So let's full send it fearlessly, says Yoda. You know, I mean, we have nothing to fear as long as we're chasing our decisions. As long as we're calculating and acting out to our best of our ability what our overman would be deciding in any given moment. So, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering. An absolute banger from Yoda on this morning's episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake Motivational Monday edition. So the second to last quote from Yoda on this Motivational Monday is another really great one. But before we get on into it, huge shout out to Medicine with the Chloe. Got the Medicine rolling spoon helping me to roll up this dime of this amazing Chloe. Chloe's probably the best strain for a Wake and Bake. One of the best strains. Absolutely perfect terpene profile for a good old Wake and Bake. Shout out the boy, Zach Brangman, for hooking me up with it. We're gonna be trying all types of medicine herb. We gotta really get into the judgment factor of all that stuff. It's so, so good. Just look how clean and evenly this is burning. So enjoyable, Roll Gang. Just sitting, smoking on some Chloe, nice wake and bake with the Roll Gang, sharing motivational quotes from Yoda. Brought to you by the Rolling Spoon. So the next quote on this Motivational Monday is, train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose. So a recurring theme is fear here on this Wake and Bake, and it's overcoming fear and adversity, you know? Yoda is very much trying to get his Padawans, the young Jedis that are training underneath Yoda, to let go of their fears. Because in order to properly lead our lives, in order to unadulteratedly make decisions based on where we're trying to go, we cannot lead those decisions with fear. Fear cannot be a factor in this decision making. Train your mind to let go of everything you fear to lose. If you can be the source of the fear, if you can be the power to overcome the fear of what you're scared to lose, then the world truly is our oyster. I mean, if there is nothing we need, then we're just free to do as we must. You know, there's no stress. There's no anxiety. We have to let go of our fear to properly get after our goals, to properly chase our overman. So it's really, really important that we, you know, it's only natural to fear, Roll Gang. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, don't have any fear. Fear is completely natural, but we have to control it because this is our mind, and everything that occurs inside should be paying you rent. Whether it makes you smile or makes you laugh or gives you knowledge, everything up here should be paying you rent. Fear only pays rent through suffrage. And we have got to train ourselves to let go of the things we fear to lose, because life is an ever-changing, ever-evolving, ever-turning journey. And if we're scared to lose something, the odds are that one day we're going to lose it. We have got to get ahead of the 8 ball and realize that life goes on after. Life goes on after. Train your mind to let go of the things you fear to lose the most. Yoda, absolute banger after banger. The OG green, I mean, he's green just like the Rolling Spoon, like the herb, like money, you know, the original genius green dwarf that teaches the Jedis how to protect the universe. So the last quote from Jedi Master Yoda. Great episode this has been, but close it out. We must. And the last quote here is probably the most powerful, in my opinion. So another one on the theme of fear and conquering fear, on this fear-conquering Yoda edition of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Quote, named must be your fear. Before banish it, you can. Named must be your fear. Before banish it, you can. So basically, Yoda does this. If you watch the movies, you know Yoda mixes up his sentences. And so basically, before you can banish your fear, you must put a name to it. You know? You must specifically know what you're scared of in order to banish it. You know, you have to know what you're scared to lose before you can try to see what life would be like without it. You know? And Roll Gang, that's the thing. We're all scared of lots of things, you know? We can't control our fear completely. But whenever we do feel it, Whenever we are in the moment of feeling fear, have a moment of lucidity and ask yourself, is it really worth it? Because if it is, okay, if it is, I deserve to be scared of this bus that's coming fast after me. That is a rational fear. But in order for me to admit that I'm scared of it, I have to know that I'm scared of the bus. I know it's kind of simple, kind of circular, but a lot of things aren't as black and white. Sometimes we're not so sure of what we're scared of. And it's not so easy to determine that we're so affected by this fear. But Roll Gang, I encourage you, and I'm going to too this week, take a deep dive into what makes you scared, because it is a great way to learn about yourself. It is a great way to learn about what the ways you need to move in this world are. And Yoda, just an absolute icon of fearlessness, because in the world of Star Wars, it's a universe full of hate. There's the whole Sith. There's the dark side of the Force. And Yoda is so scared of this dark side taking over. And then it does for a little bit. And that's the thing. Like, Yoda just constantly trying to conquer fears, and eventually teaches the prodigal Luke Skywalker to conquer his fears in order to regain peace in the galaxy. So, without further ado, the final quote of the Weekday Wake and Bake Yoda edition, named must your fear be, before banish it you can. Yo, Roll Gang, I absolutely loved coming on here, getting cooked off some Chloe. I mean, nice and medicated this morning. I'm about to go and tackle the rest of my day. Get super motivated this Monday to tackle the week. Roll Gang, I just love and appreciate every single one of you guys tapping into this episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake Yoda Motivational Monday edition. It has been an absolute banger, and I just appreciate you all. If you missed most of the show, want to check out the quotes that you missed from Master Yoda, check it out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Posted after the fact on all of the platforms that we go live on every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So I will see you guys tomorrow, Roll Gang, with a super special episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I think I'm going to be going live with the marketing director for Oaksterdam University out in Oakland. We're going to do a FaceTime Wake and Bake for the first time in the history of the show. Coming in from Oakland, and we're just gonna see how it goes. We gotta give it a try. It's gonna be, we're rounding around 150 episodes of the Weekday Wake and Bake, and I just absolutely haven't lost any passion and love for coming on and session with the Roll Gang every weekday morning. Huge shout out to everybody who is tuning in. Shout out Nicole B. What's up, Nikki? Tuning in. Thanks for tapping in this morning. Go Sammy, go. Huge shout out Callie 420 Love in the building. Good morning, bro. It's really great to see you. Shout out my racist NJ neighbors. Yo, that's bad to say. What's good, bro? Yo, you gotta change your handle, my man. That's funny, but we gotta be with the times here. Georgia Pine Premium Wraps, good morning to you. Yo, everybody tuning in to this episode of the show. It's for you, Roll Gang. It's for you. Actually, it's for me too. I don't really know who it's for. It's for us. I just love session with you guys, and I hope you guys love to sesh with me too. Every weekday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time. You know where to find me for a good old spark session. So I'm going to go and spark the rest of this Chloe and finish it in silence over there so I don't yap and let it go out anymore. But major shout out all the roll gangers tuning in. Shout out to the sponsors of the show, Oaksterdam University and the Rolling Spoon. And this Chloe was amazing, Zach. Zach Brangman, senior buyer, major congratulations on your new job, my man. The most well-deserved promotion that I've seen in a minute. So humbled to be friends with the boy Zach Brangman. Gave me some of this unbelievable herb to smoke this morning. I'm gonna go finish it. Love you guys, Roll Gang. I will see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time.